You know, I heated up this cup of coffee so that I could drink something warm while I filmed a couple of videos this afternoon, and it is so cold in my room. It has sucked all the heat out. It's colder than lukewarm now. What's up, booktube? It's Leah Cooper, and today I'm just going to do a quick check-in on my 2019 channel goals and then make a couple of 2020 channel slash reading goals. So I did do a life update slash looking towards 2019 video on my channel last year, and I just skimmed through the channel goals portion because I don't need to be updated about my life last year. Lots changed since then, like getting a job. I have a regular job now, but I didn't have that many goals. One of them was to post 4 videos a month so that it averaged out to be 1 video a week. I didn't really do that. I think I averaged 2 to 3 videos a month. The second and third weeks of the month tended to be real quiet from me just because with work I didn't really feel like doing tag videos or recommendation videos. Also, Top 5 Wednesdays kind of died officially. It went on hiatus over the summer and it hasn't come back with new topics or anything. That was one of the things I used to do pretty regularly on my channel when I was making an effort to make content. And yeah, when you're tired from work, you just don't really feel like doing fluff content just for fluff stuff reasons. And so I didn't really hit that goal. The other goal was to read a book a week in the course of 2019, and I definitely did that because I did read 70 books last year, which means I read more than a book a week. My goal this year, so yay, I definitely read more consistently in 2019 than in 2018. I didn't have any massive reading slumps. I read something, at least a couple of things every month. I think the lowest page count I had in a month was 1,000 pages, which isn't great, but it was better than 2018, where I think I went a month with only reading maybe a single book, or maybe no books. I don't know. I definitely had a massive reading slump in 2018, and that didn't happen in 2019. And I don't think that's going to happen in 2020. Yay! Well, mostly because I'm surrounded by books that I'm really excited to read. Literally surrounded. The other goal, and I actually didn't check to see if I mentioned this in the video. I think I do. My other goal was to reach 500 subscribers this year, and that didn't happen. I hit 400 subscribers, which was really cool, but I don't know. My channel is so small, and growth is so slow that I don't think I'm ever going to be able to monetize my channel, which is just kind of a bummer because I do think monetization helps you in the YouTube algorithms. I do. And so that's, yeah, bummer. And I know some of that's just my own fault. I'm not consistent enough and I don't do exciting enough content. And then also, demographics wise, I think I've got a lot against me. I'm kind of old and I talk about old books and I don't have a pretty background and I'm not some hot young 20-year-old, right? I was watching someone talk about how they purchased bookshelves, nice big bookshelves, just for booktube because having bookshelves behind you gets you more views. And I 100% believe that. Yeah, but I literally cannot do that because I live in a tiny box and I don't have the funds to change that. So yeah. But I do know some of it's just that my content is too samey. I'm running off the same script as 2014 and I do need to be more consistent, shake things up more if I actually want to attract new viewers, try new things, because the stuff I'm doing isn't working if I'm looking at it from a purely numbers and analytics perspective, which I'm not. I'm not really approaching it that way. I'm doing the content that I find fun and that I want to put out. And yeah, maybe I am stuck in 2014. That's the kind of content I also like watching. So I will be trying to play around a little bit more in 2020 with introducing different types of videos. Oh, one other thing I wanted to do last year was to actually do more individual book review videos. And I did that in the first half of the year, but I didn't do it in the second half of the year. Basically, after I got my job at a bookstore, I just didn't really have the time to do it, to put into doing it. And I found that I don't really have the time to do ARC reviews, like to request a lot of books and get them before they're published and actually read them before they're published and get the reviews out on time. I may be able to read them before they're published, but I just can't do that and the review at the right time. So going forward into 2020, I'm really not going to be requesting ARCs. I'm probably not going to be reading a whole lot of new releases except for stuff that gets nominated for the BookTube SF Awards and some Hugo reading I want to do. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to be reading a lot of backlist stuff. And I'm probably not going to be doing a whole ton of reviews for that. Maybe if I read a lot of things by a single author or a trilogy or a series or something, I'll do a review for that, like as a chunk or as a whole, or maybe like topic reviews. I might do more of that, or might try to do more recommendation videos, because I think that's better for like book list content than purely reviews. Like I mentioned, my goal for number of books I want to read is 72. That's 6 books per month. I think that's very doable. I averaged like 6.5 books a month last year, so I can definitely do it. I've got my 20 books I want to read in 2020 video. I'll link that up above. So I want to get those 20 books read in 2020, and I will hopefully remember to keep y'all posted on like those stats in my wrap-ups. That's one thing I want to be more conscious of, is like keeping track of my goals. So that's one of them. The other goal I have is that I want 60 to 70% of the books that I read to be from the books I physically own. So yeah, it doesn't matter if I buy it this year or if I already own it. I just want to make sure that like 60 to 70% of the things that I'm reading come from the stuff that I own. Last year I read a lot from the library, which is fine. I love the library, but I own so many books, and I'm still buying books because I get such a good discount at my store that I have to be really on top of reading what I already own, at least attempting it, DNFing and unhauling if I don't like it, or keeping it. However it goes, doesn't really matter, but I have to be staying on top of those books. I don't have an exact number for how many I want to read, because I don't have an exact number for how many I own. I only kind of have a rough estimate of how many physical books I own, and I haven't updated that number in a couple of months, so I know it's drastically inaccurate. So the last time I updated my Goodreads, I had 150 physical books that I owned that I hadn't read or reread, because like I am counting stuff that I have read in the past, but it's been so long I don't remember or know if I really like it now, so I want to reread it. That number is definitely wrong. It's probably more like 200. So I don't have an exact, I don't really care about the numbers. I just want most of the books that I am actually consuming to be off my physical TBR. Easy. The other 2 goals are not hard set goals, but I do want to read for 2 awards. Not everything, but I want to basically pick 1 or 2 categories from each award and read the entire shortlist for both. So one of those awards is the BookTube SF Awards. I think I'm probably going to want to read, I know I'm going to want to read the novella category and either the science fiction adult category or the fantasy adult category. Maybe both if the nominees all sound really interesting, but I think those are the 3 categories I'll probably focus on. And then I also want to do some reading for the Hugo Awards. Again, I'll definitely read the novella category. I'll probably read, there's usually like a short story or short work category. I'll definitely read for that. And we'll see about the novel or the Campbell Award category. We'll see about that. I might pick one of those and read for it as well. And I think it'd be really fun to vlog those experiences. So tentatively, I might try to vlog that reading. So channel-wise in the year, I do want to try to experiment doing newer type content, not just TBRs, wrap-ups, and hauls, though there will continue to be more haul videos on this channel just because, yeah, I haul a lot of books and I gotta get organized about how I do hauls and how I track what I'm purchasing. Oh, that's the other thing, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So I am going to try to do more reading vlogs. I'm also going to try to do some writing vlogs because I am really focused on getting back into writing this year. I kind of took 2019 off from writing. I wrote in the first half of the year, but it was all pretty bad. And then the second half of the year, I was just focused on my job. But I'm going to be focusing more on writing. So I'm going to try to be doing some writing vlogs, reading vlogs. And then I don't know what other content I'm going to do. Maybe some reading challenges for myself where I set parameters and pick books based on those parameters, where maybe Twitter picks my TBRs, where I do some like polls. I want to do another video where my boyfriend picks my TBR, that kind of thing. So yeah, I will be trying to do that. And then the last goal I have is just to track all of the books that I'm buying. So I have a tab in my spreadsheet to track acquisitions, and this year I'm going to use it. That way I can just tell how many books I'm bringing in a certain period of time, how much money I'm spending on them, am I getting them read, etc. And yeah, that, I mean, it's nothing too crazy. It's nothing too particular. It's just kind of general stuff, I think, to make me a more productive and accountable person. Let me know down below if there are any types of videos you'd like to see me do more of, or do that I've never done before, or you want to challenge me to do. I'd love your input, since you are the viewer and this is a collaborative effort, right? Like, we're a community, even if we're a very tiny community. Let me know what your #1 goal for 2020 is, and is it going to be a challenge for you, or do you think you got it like in the bag? And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.